Thanks for listening to Get in the Hole, your number one stop for all things in the world of golf. Watch and subscribe anywhere you get your favorite shows on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and more. Just search Get in the Hole. Get in the Hole is the official golf pod of the Underground Sports Philadelphia family of podcasts. Now let's get right into the action. Here's your hosts, Steve McIlroy and Ben Pirro.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Get ready, buddy.
Let's do it.
Get ready.
Welcome on in, folks, to the Get in the Hole podcast. Kyle Bennett, Ben Pirro with you on, as Stephen McIlroy would say, a magnificent Monday. We've got a lot to dive into in the world of golf, but before we get started, make sure you guys are following us on the socials, on Twitter, Instagram, at Get in the Hole Pod. You can follow Ben on Twitter at Pirro_Ben. You can follow me at KBIZZL311. And you can follow the usual co-host of this podcast, Stephen McIlroy, at Stephen McIlroy_. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the podcast feed on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. Really goes a long way for helping more people find the show. I know this show goes international on the charts as well. Hits the UK, hits Australia a little bit. So let's get the people going and subscribe to the podcast feed and subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. You get full video episodes of Get in the Hole and every Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast on our network. We're on that road to 1K challenge. So be a friend, tell a friend. If you're out on the golf course, whatever it may be, tell your people, go subscribe to Underground Sports Philadelphia on YouTube. And Ben, let's start with LIV. We begin with LIV Golf as lots and lots of courtroom drama, or lack thereof, in the world of golf. But it starts off with one Patrick Reed withdrawing his lawsuit against Golf Channel and Brandel Chambly in Texas just to refile in Florida.
Okay. Did you get me in the beginning when I was like, I'm about to roast on some golfers?
I think so.
Okay. So, look, everybody, I'm sure people know I've never been a fan of Patrick Reed. I have one source who told me, who has known him since he was 10. 10-year-old child, little boy, basically said he was an a-hole when he was 10. Now, most 10-year-olds you probably think is like difficult or like, I don't know, annoying. Never heard a 10-year-old be referred to by a grown adult as an a-hole. Okay. Look, I think it makes sense why, just looking at this from the legal perspective, it makes sense why he would choose to refile in the state of Florida. The state of Texas, which is where I believe he currently resides, probably wanted no part in hearing this, mainly because Golf Channel, which is who Patrick Reed is suing, is located in Orlando, Florida. So that just the logistics there just didn't make much sense, which is why he probably refiled in the state of Florida. I believe the PGA, he's not specifically suing the PGA Tour, but it almost sounded like he believes that there was collusion between the PGA Tour and Golf Channel. And actually, I have the article here. This is a Golf Digest article, a very good article written by Joel Beal. And essentially, I have a quote here that states, quote, "The new lawsuit claims the defendants have, quote, conspired as joint tortfeasors, yikes, for and with the PGA Tour, its executives, and Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan to engage in a pattern and practice of defaming Mr. Reed, misreporting information with actual knowledge of falsity and/or reckless disregard of the truth, that is, with actual and constitutional malice, purposely omitting pertinent key material or facts to mislead the public, and actively target Mr. Reed since he was 23 years old to destroy his reputation, create hate, and a hostile work environment for him, with the intention to discredit his name and accomplishments as a young, elite, world-class golfer and the good and caring person, husband, and father of 2 children that he is," end quote. Okay, lots to digest right there. That was just a snippet of a fantastic article. Once again, written by
We'll link the article in the description on YouTube.
We should. It's kind of in depth, but it gives you everything you need to know. Look, I have stated this numerous times about people in general. When you're in a field for as long as Patrick Reed has been in the field of professional golf, PGA Tour, like that, like spotlight's always on you, the upper class level, like, you know, not upper class level, but the highest level is what I mean to say. You earn your reputation. Your reputation is earned. And for those of you that don't know, Patrick Reed originally went to Georgia, was kicked off the Georgia men's golf team, transferred to Augusta State, where he was on both teams, hated by teammates. He had supposedly stolen a teammate's watch out of his locker, would supposedly cheat in qualifying and in tournaments. And it was to the point where his own teammates would root against him in college tournaments. So, like I said, you earn your reputation. Kind of like how, you know, Cam Newton kind of earned his reputation as a whiny baby. Kind of how, I don't know, Yoenis Cespedes earned his reputation as can't fully trust him because you never know if he's actually going to be available. You earn your reputation. And unfortunately, Patrick Reed, you have earned your reputation. You have. And the fact that now you're willing to bring in, I believe it's right here, Steven listed it for us. Not only is this lawsuit against Golf Channel and Brandel Chambly, but now it lists Golf Channel's Damon Hack, Shane Bacon, Eamon Lynch, along with Golf Week and Gannett.
Gannett. They are they're like the overarching news company that owns like USA Today and like those, like the Courier Post and like news outlets like that.
Okay. So now he's brought more people into the fold. This isn't going to make people like you more, Patrick. Okay? You're now in the news for all the wrong reasons. If you're in the news as a professional athlete, it should be for two things: being a kick-ass professional golfer or helping in the community in some way. Anything else, you should not at all be concerning yourself with. And regardless, people say even if you don't believe that these things that people are saying about you are true, which they clearly are, but even if they weren't, why do you care so much? Right. It's a job. This is literally the job of the media to stir the pot. That's literally what it is. But
basically, for the people at home too, because that quote from the Golf Digest article, I have it pulled up here too. It says the court filing goes on to claim, quote, "It is well known on tour that Mr. Reed has been abused and endured more than any golfer from fans or spectators who have been allowed to scream obscenities only to be glorified by defendant Golf Channel for doing so because it gets the defendants clicks, viewership, ratings, and increased revenue." My man is going to court over clicks.
That's low. You want to know what else is low? You want to know what else is really low? Cheating in the middle of a professional tournament, which is exactly what Patrick Reed did at the Hero World Challenge in a waste bunker. He was trying to improve his lie. It's on tape. Brooks Koepka even said, I believe it was in the Hero World Challenge. Brooks Koepka said, yeah, he was cheating. I believe he said on Sirius XM. So that's what I think.
You know what else is low, Ben? You know what else is low? Our subscriber count on our YouTube channel. So people go subscribe to our YouTube channel and get those subscribers up so we're not that low, even though we've never been as low as Patrick Reed.
That's very true. We will never be as low as Patrick Reed. That's for sure.
So yeah, the article from Golf Digest is fantastic. We will link it in the description on YouTube and in the show notes for the audio podcast listeners. But more courtroom drama. Phil has pulled out of the antitrust suit with LIV that he was initially, one of the faces of. Shocker.
Probably because he knows he doesn't have a leg to stand on. And probably because he knows that this is a battle that's not worth fighting. I don't really understand why. I feel like this is strict, and this is just strictly what I think, and I could be completely wrong, but it's a podcast, and I'm just going to tell everybody what I think. I think the players that play on LIV that have signed with LIV, which was a choice, they're filing this lawsuit because they are very concerned about world ranking points. Because right now you cannot, and I've already been destroyed by one commenter at one point saying that players on LIV don't deserve world ranking points, which I still believe. But I believe that's like the main reason they're doing this. But you guys knew what you were signing up for. You knew well beforehand that LIV did not have any world ranking points to offer. And that's fine. If, you want to go and chase the money, that's fine. I would have done the same thing. I play in the mini tours. It sucks. I get it. It's hard to make money playing golf. It really is. But, this was your decision, and I don't understand. I think Phil is kind of starting to realize, you know what? My career is basically over. I just signed for $250 million. People pretty much hate me now. What's the point? Who maybe he's wising up a little bit. I don't know. But
I was literally talking to Steven about this, I think a couple weeks ago, when it first was bubbling over that he was going to pull out of this. And I said, it's just so he can get his name back in the headlines. Nobody's talked about Phil for a couple weeks now, and he needs his name and his face back in the spotlight because he's trying to grip at as many small, tiny straws there are for him to just continue to be in the golf, scrums and the hubbub of the golf talk world, whether it's on a podcast, on TV, articles, whatever. He just needs his name out there, and he feeds off of his name being in the public eye.
I think that that's a very good point, because if you look at how he's played horrible. Ever since the PGA, even going into the PGA, the majority of his salary that year when he won the PGA Championship was literally because he won that major. He has not played well at all. And so this just keeps Phil relevant. That's what it does. This is just keeping him relevant. Him going over to LIV. I didn't think he was going to play well in LIV. He wasn't playing well on the PGA Tour. What's the difference? And to be quite frank, he hasn't played well at all recently, as far as I'm concerned. And so, yeah, he's trying to keep his name in the public eye. That's what he's trying to do. So, yeah.
Someone else in the public eye when it comes to LIV, Adam Scott, says that LIV is, quote, not pure evil. Can't spell evil without LIV. Take that, Adam Scott. Is the foundation of LIV evil? Yes. There's some pretty bad people in charge of the funding and everything. Are the people that are on the tour necessarily evil? No. Are they dumb for just not saying, oh yeah, I did it for the money? Yes. They're just dumb for not admitting what they're doing, which the funniest part about everybody jumping to LIV, in my opinion, Ben, is that none of them have flat out said, oh yeah, I did it for the money. And something in my brain just tells me there's something in their contract that they signed, or their money wiring message from Venmo or wherever it came from. It says, do not say you did this for the money or you're done.
I do believe that is true. I'm sure that there is something in their contract that states that you cannot say that you did this for the money. I have to say, I'm so happy that there's a mature professional golfer out there in the spotlight like Adam Scott. Because I remember reading when he first said this in an ESPN, I believe it was an ESPN article, and he also said that his relationship with Greg Norman is not strained, who he idolized because the fellow Australian growing up. Greg Norman was the guy in the 90s. 80s, 90s. And so, look, it's not pure evil. Now, I was lucky enough to meet. I was playing a practice round yesterday, and I was able to meet a veteran who served 15 years in the Army. And so we were just chit-chatting back and forth, and he had asked me what I thought about LIV. And I said, look, people are getting on golfers for taking this money. But in reality, you have the NBA, they work with China. Our own government does business with the Saudis. And I get it. The Saudis are awful people. They have done hideous and horrendous acts to innocent people. But at the same time, golfers are seeing this as a way to cash in on their ability. And so I will never support, evil and terrorist-like behavior ever. It's unacceptable. It's hideous. It's gross. But at the same time, this has also gotten people talking about what can we do better for golfers, because golf is the third most expensive sport to play. So a kid who grows up in a poor household that doesn't necessarily have the funds, even if they want to play golf, they probably can't. And that's a shame. And it's sad. Golf is historically a very snobby sport as well. And for some reason, it's one of only a few sports that historically they refused to have base salaries, which is also a shame. You know how hard it is if you're 35 years old with a wife and 2 kids and you just miss 10 straight cuts and you have a mortgage to pay? You know how hard that is? And I will never, ever support terrorist behavior. But this has gotten people talking about golf, and it has actually helped a lot of golfers out there because they're world-class athletes too. So just like how, the NBA makes, I'm sure they make a lot of money off of China because of their agreement with China. Just like
they almost canceled a TV deal with China because of a Daryl Morey tweet back in 2019, I think it was.
Exactly. Our own government, which is the strongest government in the world, our own government does not endorse terrorist-like behavior. They do business with the Saudis. So, look, sometimes you have to try to keep the politics out of it and just focus on, what's going on. Brooks Koepka and Bryson, they're not dealing with the Saudis. They're dealing with Greg Norman. Mm-hmm. Greg Norman's like the middle. So,
yeah, there's a great quote probably a month ago or so that I saw just scrolling through YouTube shorts, and it was Uncle Chaps from Zero Blog 30, and he said basically if you don't want your golfers dealing with the Saudis, tell your government to get out first.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So
100%.
Yeah. Another great article, golf.com, ESPN, have this story up as well. And then, while all of this is happening, the king of the PGA Tour right now, Rory McIlroy, says that golf is ripping itself apart due to feuding tours. I can see where he's coming from in a sense of just joint cohesiveness with the sport. But tell me if I'm wrong, Ben. I don't think golf has been in the headlines as much as it has since all of this LIV drama has come to be, since LIV started. It is almost a daily headline for the sport of golf, and whether it's negative or positive, any kind of publicity is good publicity.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. I can confidently say the last time golf was really talked was when Tiger won the Masters, I believe in 2019. You know when golf was most talked about before then? Unfortunately, when Tiger Woods' personal life was discovered and he was found out to be essentially not the man that we thought he was. So right there, you have fantastic accomplishment, numerous back surgeries, knee surgeries, greatest comeback of all time, winning a major. And then you have one of the lowest points for the sport itself. Because your superstar and your golden child basically couldn't keep his pants on, to put it bluntly. But both of those did get people talking about golf. That was a headline. I mean, geez, like normal TV station and radio stations were talking about it. That would have never talked about golf. And right here, this has really helped golf because it's getting people talking about it. Just like how when all those pitchers last year were using the sticky stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a black eye for baseball. Just like how the steroid era was a black eye for baseball. Well, guess what? The steroid era actually kind of saved baseball because it got people talking about baseball again. Because what do fans want to see? They want to see home runs, you know? And I think Rory is dramatic. I'm not much of a Rory fan, and I really think he needs to stop like the good guy in all of this. I just think he needs to like kind of focus on golf. And like if someone asked him about it in a press conference, hey man, feel free to voice your opinions. But at the same time, you're kind of lacking maturity. Like just let it go. We know this is the reality. This is the reality of the sport. It's the reality since the middle of the summer. Deal with it. This is it. So, yeah.
And I mean, if you're Rory, like those guys leaving, like helps you get a better chance to win. In all honesty, like not that the competition is lessened because there's still a ton of talented golfers on the PGA Tour, but you're not going up against all these, you know, big time hot shots that you've had to go up against in the past that kind of push Rory to the side effectively. And, you know, he's back again. Enjoy this spotlight that you're in and, you know, just champion that you're being on the PGA Tour and, you know, doing it the right way and, you know, stick around for the increase in success in your career and let those guys do it. You know, I am a proponent of not diving into other people's pockets. And this is kind of adjacent to what Rory is doing. Just let them be them, you be you, and let golf just continue on the way that it has, because this is the most that golf has been in anybody's mouth, like you said, for quite some time. And I think, you know, it was for maybe 48 hours when golf was the first sport to be televised and back after, you know, COVID-19 happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. 100%.
So golf's back in the spotlight. Just enjoy it, and people will keep talking about you, Rory. So yeah. I get where he's coming from, but this is what it's going to be. This, like you said, it's the nature of the sport now and will be for quite some time, because it seems like there's just going to be never-ending lawsuits and courtroom drama, and I'm just waiting for Greg Norman and Jay Monahan to be on Judge Judy.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be electric.
Actually, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. But stick around. We will be right back for the second go-round of this episode. We're going to recap the Sanderson Farm Championship, and we're going to dive into a whole lot more. So stick around right here on the Get in the Hole podcast, presented by Underground Sports Philadelphia. Welcome back in, everybody. It's KB and Ben here on the Get in the Hole podcast. Ben, we got to recap everything that went down at the Sanderson Farm Championship, because what a weekend it was for that Rooster Trophy, as Mac Hughes takes the W home for our pals up north, up in Canada. They take home the rooster, and now we're on Mac Hughes' watch for him winning all the animal trophies this year. So, Mac, we've all those Twitter accounts that are out there for everybody, like this person tracker, that person tracker. We're Mac Hughes tracker as of right now.
Absolutely,
you got to bring home all the animals.
Absolutely,
Mac Hughes is now the new Noah's Ark. That should be our name, the Golf Ark.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's good.
I think that works. That plays. If you listen to last week's episode, you'll know exactly what Ben and I are talking about. If you didn't, go back and listen to it. But Mac Hughes wins it over Sepp Straka in the playoff. Both go minus 17 in regulation play. Overall, though, I mean, like we talked about last week, like it was still going to be, somewhat of a high-scoring affair in terms of, who was going to come out on top. But to get two minus 17s, a minus 16, and a minus 15 as your top four is, pretty tight competition. And for it to go to a playoff in a fall tournament like this is always electric.
Absolutely. First of all, I just want to apologize for people out there who may have listened to my beer money picks last week. For some reason, this is bad. This is bad, KB. And I'm just gonna throw it out there because then when you make fun of yourself, no one can make fun of you for it. At least that's what I believe. I thought Cameron Champ was gonna finish top 10 this past week. Cameron Champ did not play. So that must have been the worst pick of all time. And I'm sure it makes me look like a huge doofus. And I probably sound like Ben McIlroy. But I sincerely apologize to anybody that was listening to me with my beer money picks.
Hey, to be fair, for the people, obviously the episode came out on Tuesday.
Yes.
Ben and I recorded that Sunday night before the field was even determined.
That's true. Okay.
So there's our loophole.
That's very true. I just wanted to get out ahead of it before I get crushed in the comments again. Or before Steven jumps all over me because he needs to make fun of me somehow because he's so far behind. But hey, I just want to throw that out there. So see now you guys can't make fun of me.
Yeah, it's over.
So
it's done.
Yeah.
Scram.
Yeah.
Don't scram. Stick around and keep watching the episode. But Ben, this weekend, obviously Mac Hughes wins. Sepp Straka finishes in second after the playoff. But did anybody else, show out, along with those two going minus 17 and then taking it to a playoff?
Yeah, I thought it was actually a very interesting leaderboard. It was a good leaderboard. First of all, Sepp Straka, that's the second playoff he's lost in this calendar year. Lost in the playoff to Will Zalatoris at the FedEx. The FedEx, whatever the tournament is in Memphis, the first playoff event.
Yes.
So he lost in the playoff there, and then he just lost in the playoff this past weekend, which I just wanted real quick to run through some stats for everybody just to show, this guy's really close. For the week, he hit over 67% of his fairways on a course where it's tough to hit fairways. We talked about it in the last video. He hit 75% of his greens. And strokes gained putting for the whole week was almost 5. Those three stats were higher than Mackenzie Hughes' stats for the week. Now, I'm not saying at all that Mackenzie Hughes is undeserving. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Sepp Straka is really close. So he really showed out this week. I mean, good for him. Great start to the year as well. I mean, hey, keep it rolling, dude. Keep it rolling. But other guys who played well, Grayson Sigg finished at 12 under par. Keegan Bradley, name we haven't really heard in a while, minus 13. Good for him. Really the only beer money pick that panned out for me last week. Scott Stallings finished minus 11th. I believe he was tied for 13th. So He played well. Yeah, it was all in all, it was a good week. If you'd watched, it was a week of very high level golf. I think is the best way to describe it.
And, like you said, looking at the leaderboard too, 1 through 5, if you include like everybody tied for 5th, 3 Americans, everybody else international.
Yeah,
I think that's fantastic for the sport.
that is fantastic. It's great to see. And I believe there were, I'm trying to think, I believe there were 2 South Africans actually.
Yep, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah,
Burmester finished 4th and Higo finished 3rd.
That's great because this is what you want to see. Golf is a global game. And just because the PGA Tour, for the most part, operates in the United States, you still want to see that level of diversity at the top of the leaderboard. And that's fantastic. That just shows how global golf is, which is fantastic.
100%. Steven also wrote on here, Detry and Riley for this weekend in the Who Showed Out rundown. Don't know why.
I really didn't know why either. So
that's why I didn't include it on the. Yeah,
they played fine.
But we do have to mention that Gary Woodland showed out for the brand, hole-in-one in a cup holder.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag for the brand. Shout out to Gary Woodland. Not only is it difficult to, get a hole-in-one on an actual golf course, but to nail it in a cup holder, I feel like that's some dude perfect shit.
It is. I mean, look, was he trying to hit it there? No. He hits a fade, and I believe they said the wind was off the left. I think it's a dogleg left, so it's really an awkward tee shot for him. But yeah, hit a little bit out to the right, kind of rolled around the cup a little bit and went in. It was great. So
it's for the brand. That counts. That counts, Gary Woodland. Just so you know, that counts in our book. That is hashtag for the brand. Shout out to Pat McAfee. But did it for the namesake, and Gary Woodland, your shot will now go into the hole-in-one Hall of Fame. No break here. There's no need to go to a break. Let's go right. Let's crack it open. Let's get right into Ben's book. We got to get your book sponsored.
We do. We should.
Somebody sponsor Ben's book. The TPC Summerlin coming up this weekend, according to the one and only Stephen McAvoy. What do you got for this weekend for us, Ben, at TPC Summerlin for the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open?
So this is, personally for me, this is one of my favorite events of the year. It's a great cause. Shriners Hospitals for Children, they do a fantastic job. Everything I've heard about it, it's a world-class facility, hospital. You can't help but want an event like this to do well. And it's been a staple on the PGA Tour for a very long time, and it all goes to a great cause, which is fantastic. So let me just pull up the link right here. This article is titled, quote, "The First Look, Shriners Children's Open" by Adam Stanley from PGAtour.com. I reference Mr. Stanley a lot on these podcasts. He does a fantastic job. So for those of you who don't know, it's a par 71, shorter golf course though, at 7,200 yards. And this course, being that it is in Vegas, so out west, it's firm, it's fast, which means that this course is actually probably going to play shorter than the card states, because the air is thinner, the ball flies more, it also runs more. And this is a quote from Adam Stanley from his article. Quote, TPC Summerlin will once again challenge the tour's best with lush bent grass greens, numerous water features, and a layout that boasts raw landscape features and meanders through arroyos and canyons. So, end quote. So what you're getting, not only is it a very scenic golf course as far as the views and everything, the weather's generally always great as well. The greens are bent grass. And for those of you that don't know, bent grass greens, read it and you hit it. There's no grain. They hold up a lot better than, say, like a Polana or a Bermuda. And so you'll see a lot of putts made, which is why historically scores have been very low here as well. What else did he say? Obviously, there's a lot of water hazards as well. So really, the finishes can get a little bit dicey, especially on the back nine. I believe there's a par 3. I think it might be 16 where there's water left. I know there's a par 5 in the back with water short that you can go 4 and 2. 18, I believe it's a dogleg left all the way around the water. So water's in play off the tee, second shot, etc. Really just a great course. And personally for me, it had probably the best walk-off in tournament golf history with Jonathan Bird, who had a hole-in-one in a playoff to win as the sun was setting. Kind of hits home for me. He used to work with my current swing coach, Mike Bender. Was one of his, I believe, 5 wins on the PGA Tour. If you have never seen that shot, go watch that. He didn't even see the ball go in. It was so dark. So, but yeah, that's kind of like the rundown for the course itself. I think it should be a great week. Scores are going to be low. Conditions should be perfect, like they normally are out there. And hopefully no one stays out too late at the casinos. So.
And, going into this weekend, Ben, who do we got to look out for at the Shriners Open, in your opinion?
Okay, so in my opinion, I always look at the defending champs. So, look, I know I picked Cameron Champ to play well last week and didn't play. I get it. He should be playing this week, I believe. He has won here before, along with guys like, I believe Patrick Cantlay has won here before. Sungjae Im, defending champ. He's won here before. So look at those defending champs for sure to be in the mix. Those are guys that obviously feel comfortable on the golf course. They have familiarity in recent years. That goes a long way. So keep an eye out for those 3 guys. But we'll get more into that with our next topic, which is beer money.
Yeah, and also just to throw it out there too, is there anything props-wise potentially that you're looking at this week from our pals over at Pickup, where you guys can go to playpickup.com, start playing the hottest headlines in sports. The NFL is here. MLB playoffs are right on the horizon. The NBA is back. Get your preseason NBA props in, and you get your golf props as well. It's all headlines created by content creators just like Ben and I. And you play those headlines, you rack up points on your fan profiles when you get props correct. You cash them in for prizes on the Pickup Marketplace. It's free to play. All you got to do is sign up with your phone number. That's playpickup.com. I think the one prop that you and Steve should always have is, will somebody get a hole-in-one? It's for the brand.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, hey, look, it's always possible. I mean, I just did mention Jonathan Bird had a walk-off hole-in-one here back in 2010 for the win. I mean, hey, look, these are the best. Oh, look, I mean, I played yesterday. I thought I had a hole-in-one. Turns out it's like 15 feet. I was really disappointed. But that's a hell of a prop bet, actually. Yeah, I'd say that would be a good one. Or maybe if you could do total number birdies, maybe, since
I like that too.
Since the fall schedule is more scoring conducive, it's more conducive to low scores, more birdies, etc. I think that's a good one. I mean, hey, if you want to do one for the U.S. Open, I know that's way down the line, but number of doubles and others on the scorecard, that could be an interesting one.
I like that too.
So yeah.
So go play all those hot props at playpickup.com. And Ben, like you said, it is time for everyone's favorite segment on this show. It is Beer Money, presented by our good pals over at Kenwood Beer. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, check out that all new and improved Kenny Tracker here for the fall, for those fall golf tournaments, for everything, every football tailgate. You need a cold Kenny in hand. So go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the all new and improved Kenny Tracker to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia area. You got to be 21 or older to do so. And of course, please drink responsibly. Ben, it is the Shriners Children's Open 2022 beer money. Who are you looking at this week for a top 40 finish?
We do top 20.
Top 20. That's right.
Top 20. We talked about him earlier. He had the epic hole-in-one. I'm going to go with Gary Woodland. Long off the tee. Overall strong game. Missed the cut last week. I do believe he's going to bounce back this week in the desert, in Vegas, and play well. Top 20, under the radar kind of guy, under the radar kind of finish. Gary Woodland, top 20.
Top 20 for me, looking here from a not a sponsor sports book. You know what? I'm going to do this, Ben. It's going to sound crazy. It's going to sound crazy.
What are you saying? What are you about to say?
But I don't hate a top 20 finish, according to this sports book, at plus 220 odds. And I'm going to get a double check here to see if it's different anywhere else, just to be safe. All right, yeah. I'm gonna go Ricky Fowler.
Oh no, that's a good pick.
I'm gonna go Ricky Fowler, top 20.
Yeah.
The people at home are probably like, Ricky Fowler, he hasn't done anything. Well, he's on the up and up. If you've listened to this show, we've been on that Ricky watch.
I am all aboard the Ricky Fowler comeback player of the year train. I am choo.
Sign us up. The way that we are championing Ricky Fowler, Puma's gonna sponsor us.
We are going to become like the Ricky Fowler podcast. So
yeah.
He's going to have to come on every month or something.
Oh, yeah. Ricky Fowler is going to become our Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Where Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show, yes. Ricky Fowler is going to come on Get in the Hole.
And besides, Ricky Fowler's way more likable than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, come on.
And he's got way cooler style.
Oh, my God. Way better. Aaron Rodgers showed up in a
like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, seriously. You can pull it off.
Oh, man.
You pulled it off well. You did.
So now we move to top 10. Who you got top 10 this weekend, Ben?
Well, we were just talking about him. That's why I said your pick was not a crazy pick, because I have Ricky Fowler finishing top 10. And I'm just going to reiterate everything I just said. Comeback player, comeback season, baby. He's on the up and up. He's working with Butch again. I expect another very good week. Also, I'm not sure if many people know this. After college, he originally moved to Vegas. So he does. I'm not sure I'm not sure for how long, but it was when he had first turned pro. He was already on the PGA Tour, I believe. But yeah, he actually lived in Vegas for a little while. So I wouldn't put it past him to play well. He definitely I'm sure he must be familiar with the course.
I like that even more. I like that for both of our picks.
Yeah, I top 10. I think that's a very realistic possibility.
Top 10 for myself. I'm liking at plus money top 10 here. I'm gonna go with everybody's social media champion, Max Homa. Give me Max at a top 10 at plus 150 that I'm seeing right now. Across the board, I like that. If I can get Max Homa at plus odds, I'm going to take it.
I like that. That's a good pick.
Top 5, Ben.
Okay. Our defending champ, Sanjay M, is coming in at a top 5. Obviously, recent success here. Very good player. Obviously feels very comfortable with this golf course. Look, it's very difficult to defend your title, no matter what level it is, in any sport. But top 5, definitely a possibility. He's a fantastic player. Obviously loves the golf course because he won here last year. Sanjay M, top 5, take it to the bank.
And everybody out there, Sanjay M, top 5, according to most sports books right now, plus 180. If you can get the defending champ at almost plus 200 odds, that's pretty damn good.
That's very good.
Looking here just to see who is playing. Man, I'm really tempted to go balls to the wall and double down on my winner from last week.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do it. Top 5, give me Christian Bezaden, who at plus 900 I'm going to take it. I'm going to be gutsy. I'm going to believe in him, and I think he's going to continue his double bird tour to everybody on the international team from the President's Cup. Give me Bazane, who top 5. Ben, your gimme pick of the week.
Okay, so my gimme pick might not sound like a gimme pick initially. Let me explain. I will admit, I was a little bit surprised when you said Max Homa for, I believe it was the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
He's played here 6 times at TPC Summerlin and has only actually made 2 cuts, which on the surface, yes, that is concerning. But I'm picking him to strictly just make the cut based off of the fact that he went 4-0, I believe. Did he go 4-0 at the President's Cup?
I believe so.
I think he went 4-0 at the President's Cup, and he won the week before in Napa, I think, in Napa Valley.
Yes.
So he's obviously coming in with great form. He's playing well. I get it. He hasn't had the historical success that I normally preach. But look, we're only talking about a made cut here, guys. That's like top 60. That's really all he has to do. He's coming in in peak form. Max Homa makes the cut. That's my gimme pick.
My gimme pick, it's a little on edge, honestly, for what a typical gimme pick is. But looking at the odds here, one sportsbook has it at plus 2,000. I don't think this isn't a typical gimme bet here, but I'm playing a little fun here. Leader after round 1 is my topic here. One sportsbook has him at plus 2,000. Another has him at plus 2,250 to be the leader after round 1. I'm going to go with your guy, Sanjay M, to be the leader after round 1 at those odds. That is unbelievable.
That's interesting. That's a good pick.
I like that bet a lot.
I didn't even think to do round by round. That's good thinking, actually. I like that. I do. I like that.
And the odds on all of the guys to be the leader after round 1 are unreal. Like the shortest odds are plus 1,400, which could be a guy that you and I both talk about next. Who do you have as your winner this week?
Okay, my winner, he's one of my favorite players, Patrick Cantlay. He has won here before. Let me just pull up this article. It's the same article, The First Look at the Shriners by Adam Stanley. Let me see here. Quote, Patrick Cantlay has hit the jackpot at TPC Summerlin. The 2021 Tour Player of the Year feasts on the Vegas layout, having finished first in 2017, runner-up in 2018 and 19, and 8th in 2020. End quote. I think that's pretty damn good, and I think Patrick Cantlay winning this week is a pretty good bet.
Yeah, I have Patrick Cantlay winning as well. You can get him right now on a couple of sports books. One is at plus 600, another at plus 700. And you can also get Patrick Cantlay at a top 5 if you're not feeling too confident right now, at plus money to be a top 5 finish, which is kind of crazy. I really like that a lot. But yeah, and Cantlay to be the round 1 leader is plus 1,400. So if you like him to be really successful on day 1, plus 1,400, that's a nice little bet there as well. But I'm going Patrick Cantlay as well. I like all of our picks this week. I feel a lot more confident this week in our picks.
I did not feel good about my picks at all last week, so I really hope these picks pan out for me because I just sounded like a huge doofus, like I just didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So
yeah, I'm a big fan. And looking just to see if there's any fun tournament props. So the tournament props that I see here that are probably going to be available on pickup as well. One, a hole-in-one is at plus 1,200.
Okay.
Don't hate that. A winner in the final pairing, yes, is at minus 250. No is at plus 175. And then a wire-to-wire winner, which I'm not 100% sure what that's defined as, but it's at plus 1,400.
This is the type of course, because there are so many birdies to be made, that it's highly likely it's very reasonable to think that the winner could come from behind on Sunday. I'm just going to throw that out there for people who gamble. I'm not a gambler unless I go to the casino and I play roulette. I'm just a legend when it comes to roulette.
You and Peyton Manning.
Oh, is he really? That's right.
There's a famous Peyton Manning, Pat McAfee story where they are in a casino. Pat is at the roulette table. He asks Peyton what to throw it on. I think he says red 18. Throw and boom, they win.
Go figure, red 18.
But those are our beer money picks presented by Kenwood Beer. Let us know if you're riding with myself, with Ben, or both of us on any of your picks. You can tweet at us at Getting the Whole Pod to let us know what your beer money picks of the week are. We will tweet out our picks, and we'll be paying close attention. We're on Ricky Watch. We're on a ton of watch this week. We're like Game of Thrones with how much of a watch we're on.
Everybody probably thinks we're crazy for like really siding with Ricky Fowler right now, and I just think it's the most logical thing. It really is. We're not saying he's going to win. We're just saying he's going to play well, and eventually he's going to win. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I can't wait for the day that it happens too. I cannot wait.
We will be unbearable. It'll be the Ricky Redemption Tour.
Steven will probably want to quit. We'll be so unbearable.
Imagine in the year 2022 being anti-Ricky Fowler. Couldn't be us.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Could not be us.
No way.
Ben, any final thoughts as we head into another fall event at the TPC Summerlin?
No thoughts. I pretty much left it all out there on the table. I mean, hey, if you guys agree, disagree with anything that flew out of my mouth, feel free to leave it in the comments below. We love reading the comments. The one guy, are we allowed to shout out?
Oh, 100%. Shout out to the one guy.
One guy.
Let me actually pull these comments up because they are quite funny.
I thought it was so funny. Like, because normally, like, most people are like butthurt.
Are we talking about one Jeff Mossbrucker or Phil took grenades for me?
I haven't seen the Jeff one. Did he comment towards me?
Jeff said this was on an episode with myself and Steven when we photoshopped Rory onto Jon Snow on the thumbnail. It said, "Oh, that's cute. Rory wins a tournament with small field of 29 and a large prize money purse with very little history and prestige. When did Rory sign for LIV Golf? ? Capital LOL."
Wait, that's when he was referencing the Tour Championship?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that has very little prestige. The Tour Championship is very little prestige.
No big deal.
What a doofus. Yeah,
and then Phil took grenades for me. You don't listen to the journeyman because he really brings in no revenue. They are nothing more than filler. Needed but not really important. That is life. You have been brainwashed by elite. They have clouded your mind to think all opinions are equal. They are clearly not and never will be.
I you know what I love? I love how he said needed but not necessary. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Well, if you need something, it's clearly necessary. Like, I need food.
Or needed but not really important.
Oh, well, anything you need is going to be important.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
I think there was another one from him that Steve shared in our...
He had 2 comments.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the other one. This is also from Phil took grenades for me.
He hates me. If it's a he or a she, whoever it is, this person hates me.
Ben is an uninformed red Kool-Aid drinking American. Put that on a shirt.
You know what I should? You know what I wanted to do? I don't think I did. So what I wanted to do the next episode, I wanted to open drinking Kool-Aid.
Oh yes.
But I wasn't. I don't think I did the next episode. I think I was busy doing. I think I was. I don't remember what I was doing.
That episode, I think, was... Yeah, it was the same. It was the first time Sophia came on the show.
Okay. Yeah, no, he was not a fan of mine. That's okay though. I mean, I thought it was honestly like hilarious because I had to ask people like, I mean,
He wrote a whole eulogy in this comment.
Oh,
It
no.
was like
there
unreal.
was venom.
That was just the opening line, that Ben is a red Kool-Aid drinking American.
Keep going.
Hoorah! 54 hole events on terrible tours get OWGR points. Tiger Woods' Mickey Mouse Invitational event got a ton of ranking points. There was less than 30 players there. LOL. No cut events get official world golf ranking points, etc. How many they get, sure, you can debate that all you want. Precedence is there already, but not giving it to them will cause the entire system to legally be scrapped. Paragraph down. That is enough watching. Do 10 minutes of research on a topic and red pill yourself. Good luck with your propaganda pod space cast ... Yeah, I know you don't understand why it is propaganda.
Okay. I mean, I think I'm very, very well informed. I am a professional golfer. And also, all of my research is in Ben's book right here. So, I don't know. I thought he clearly did not like me, which I thought was amazing. There's just so many different ways you can go with a comment like that.
Unbelievable.
Like, he's just, like, everywhere. And, like, the best part is that, like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, like, obviously, yes, like, WGCs, you know, like, it's top 65 players. They all got world ranking points because there wasn't a cut. Like, I never said that they didn't get world ranking points. You know, people...
We should do that comment. Like, we should go on Twitter, like, YouTube comment section, spoiler, no context. And we could literally put Kool-Aid Man, Tiger Woods, Red Pill, and, like, the Uncle Sam I Want You poster because it's war propaganda.
That's very true. I don't even know how this was... What does he mean by propaganda?
Right?
I don't even understand what that is.
I guess we're a propaganda podcast.
I guess so. What the hell do we know, right?
Thank you for your 10 minutes of watch time.
Actually, honestly, thank you. Like,
I just want to know who this Phil is that took grenades for them. That's their username on YouTube. Phil took grenades from me.
I have a theory. It's a burner account.
Ooh.
Because
kind
of like the first domino to fall, right? And
right.
So with LIV. And so I think this guy's clearly a LIV supporter or girl, like guy, girl, whoever it is, clearly is a LIV supporter, right?
Or a LIV golfer.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I like this. That's
what I'm saying, man.
Ben, just to let you know, this podcast network on our main show has a 6-part series of diving into just some insane shit that it is way too much to dive into, but I will tell you once we finish recording. And a history with burner accounts, because we are obviously Sixers fans.
Mm-hmm.
We know how to deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
And we know people who... I personally know the person who solved the Brian Colangelo burner account fiasco.
That's amazing.
We're going to find out who this is.
I would love to.
We're on hashtag Phil took grenades for me watch.
Hey, at Phil took grenades for me. Whoever you are. Hey, keep the comments coming. Everybody, just keep the comments coming. We love it. Trust me. I mean,
dude, it's so wait. I have the first leg of why this is a burner. I just clicked on their profile on YouTube. No videos, no nothing, anything like that. Account created August 26, 2022. It's a brand new account. It's a burner account of a LIV golfer.
That's definitely a burner account. This person.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine if I just ever if I ever go to a LIV tour event to watch and I'm just standing there and that golfer's just like, that's that freaking kid that really pissed me off that one time.
We have a LIV golfer in our comment section.
That's awesome.
Now we need to figure out who it is.
Do we have any guesses?
Phil took grenades from me.
It's not Phil.
It's not Phil.
That's too obvious.
That's silly. I don't even know if Phil knows how to open the YouTube app.
Oh, so. Not Brooks.
Who was in that initial influx to live? Let's see. Initial live golf roster. Yo, what if it's Dustin Johnson?
No way.
Dude went from fucking top of the mountain in the PGA Tour, goes to live, and now nobody talks about him because Phil was the face. All right, I'm gonna assume it's nobody international. It's got to be a U.S. player.
Are you sure?
I'm 85% sure.
Because I thought, in my mind, I was thinking it was going to be someone super opinionated.
Okay.
Super opinionated. I was thinking it was going to be. I was thinking it could be Sergio.
I just was scrolling. I was like, maybe it's Sergio too.
Because he has such a big mouth and he hates people.
Graham McDowell?
Nah, he doesn't care enough.
Kevin Na? Joaquin Neiman?
No, I don't. I haven't really followed Joaquin Neiman enough.
We gotta figure out who Phil is friends with too.
Well, Phil's friends with everybody.
That's true.
Phil's friend. They're all friends with Phil.
Pat Perez? Just so everybody knows, we are going to be week by week continuing to, as Phil took grenades for me once said, red pill ourselves to dive down this rabbit hole.
Actually, I don't think it could be Pat Perez because he even said in his opening comments when he went to the first LIV event in his press conference that like the world ranking points, he's like I'm ranked like 104th or something. It wouldn't.
Am I going to bring this full circle right now? Is this Patrick Reed?
I forgot about it.
One, you don't like him, so he obviously has listened. He doesn't like you now.
Probably not.
Which is fine. And he's got this lawsuit now. Is Patrick Reed? He's got to be on the table.
That's got to be on the table. He and Sergio. Because, like, when you said, like, here's the thing, like, when you said it couldn't be an international, I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, Sergio's, like, super opinionated. He was bitching about the PGA.
You know who else it could be, too? Because we used to be, like, hardcore, like, rooting for him, and then he turned into a total idiot when he went to LIV. Right. Taylor Gooch.
Oh.
Because he's always trying to make some sort of headline about him.
I could see that.
We're playing Blues Clues. We're playing Burner Clues.
This is awesome. This is such a good end.
Great. This is great.
Look, if anybody is still listening or watching, please give us a like.
In the comment section, let us know who you think the burner account is.
Yes, I would love.
It will help our search.
Our mystery until we can finally figure it out.
This is fucking awesome. I can't wait to tell Steve this. He's going to be so stoked.
Steve's going to be like, damn, I missed a lot.
He is going to be crunching numbers through the night. Trying to, like, back-end search YouTube accounts and stuff. Oh, this is going to be electric.
This is going to be awesome.
We are going to find out who this is.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Can't wait. Like we said, comment on YouTube or in your Apple Podcast reviews who you think Phil took grenades for me is on YouTube. because we want to know who you guys think it is. Make sure you guys are following us at Getting the Whole Pod. We will keep you updated with all the. I can't wait to YouTube Shorts this too.
This is gonna be awesome.
Oh, this is great. At Getting the Whole Pod, Twitter and Instagram. Follow Ben on Twitter at Pirro_Ben. Follow me at KBIZZL311. Follow Steve at Stephen McIlroy_. Subscribe to the podcast feed on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, like we said. 5-star review, who you think the burner YouTube account is. And on the same thing, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search Underground Sports Philadelphia on YouTube. Smash that like button, ring the bell icon. Comment down below who you think the burner is. And I'm 99% sure Steve will be back next week with Ben. I can't wait to tune in for more burner search. It's going to be great. But this has been another episode of the Getting the Whole podcast presented by Underground Sports Philadelphia. For Ben Pirro, I'm Kyle Bennett. We will see you guys next week. Enjoy this weekend of golf. And as always, get in the hole.
Thanks for listening to Get in the Hole, the official golf podcast of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Catch us every week wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and be sure to like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Get in the Whole Pod, and follow Underground Sports Philadelphia at Underground PHI. We'll see you next time, and remember, get in the hole!